NBA players who are still without a team. Two big names surprise everyone with the 2025-26 NBA season, just a week away. Rosters are nearly finalized. Training camps are closing, preseason games are wrapping up, and most front offices have turned their attention to waivers and G League call-ups. But somehow, a surprising list of veterans and once promising stars still remain unsigned. A mix of players looking for one last shot, redemption stories waiting to unfold, and a few puzzling absences that have left fans scratching their heads. Here's a look at the most notable names who still don't have a team and what their futures could look like. Russell Westbrook, Ben Simmons, Bol, Mac McClung, DeAndre Jordan, Markelle Fultz, Patrick Beverley, Talen Horton-Tucker, Victor Oladipo. Russell Westbrook, the biggest name on this list, and easily the most shocking, is Russell Westbrook, the former MVP, 9-time All-Star, and one of the most electrifying players in NBA history remains without a team. Westbrook averaged 13.3 points, 6.1 assists, and 4.9 rebounds last season for the Denver Nuggets, coming off the bench in a reduced role. He shot 44.9% from the field but just 32.3% from three, showing that while he's lost a step offensively, his energy and leadership remain elite. Westbrook declined his $3.5 million player option with Denver after reports surfaced that the Nuggets were planning to phase him out of the rotation. Despite that, he's made it clear that he wants to continue in the NBA. Several teams, including the Sacramento Kings and Houston Rockets, have been loosely linked to him. Houston's situation could make sense, especially after Fred VanVleet's Achilles injury, but the Rockets can't make new signings until December 15th, which complicates things. Meanwhile, multiple reports from China suggest that Westbrook could command a massive offer overseas, potentially earning up to 4 times what an NBA veteran's minimum contract would pay him. But so far, he's resisted the idea of leaving the NBA. Even Kevin Durant, his former teammate, recently called Westbrook a legend who deserves to retire on his own terms. Whether that happens in the NBA remains to be seen, but his absence from a roster just a week before tip-off is one of the most surprising storylines of the offseason. Point 2. Ben Simmons. The second biggest surprise still on the market is Ben Simmons. Just 2 years ago, Simmons was viewed as a potential comeback candidate with the Brooklyn Nets, but injuries and inconsistency have derailed his career. Last season, split between the Nets and Clippers, Simmons averaged 5.0 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 5.6 assists on 52% shooting in 51 games. His defense was still serviceable, but his lack of aggression on offense continued to frustrate coaches. At 29, Simmons is young enough to bounce back, but teams seem wary of taking the risk. The concern isn't just his health, but his mindset. Despite reports that he's now fully recovered from his back issues, no team has stepped forward with an offer. If Simmons can find the right environment, perhaps a rebuilding team like Portland or San Antonio where expectations are lower, there's still a chance he can re-establish himself as a versatile playmaker and elite defender. Point 3. Bol remains one of the most intriguing unsigned players. Last season with the Phoenix Suns, he averaged 6.8 points and 2.9 rebounds on 52.5% shooting in limited minutes. His combination of height, ball handling, and shooting touch makes him a unique talent, but consistency and defense continue to hold him back. At 25, Bol still has time to find his footing in the league. Teams like the Spurs, Hornets, or Pistons could be potential fits for him, franchises looking to take chances on high-upside players. Point 4. Mac McClung. A fan favorite and 3-time slam dunk contest champion, Mac McClung remains without an NBA team. Last season, he was on a 2-way deal with the Orlando Magic, playing just 2 games while spending most of the year in the G League. McClung's athleticism and energy are undeniable, but his lack of size and defense limit his NBA upside. Still, his ability to shoot and score in bunches could earn him another call-up later in the year, especially as injuries pile up around the league. Point 5. DeAndre Jordan. Once one of the most dominant rebounders in basketball, DeAndre Jordan is also without a team. The 37-year-old big man averaged 3.7 points and 5.1 rebounds for the Denver Nuggets last season, providing veteran presence and spot minutes off the bench. While his prime is long gone, Jordan could still help a contending team in need of size and leadership, perhaps the Celtics or Bucks, both of whom lack depth at center behind their starters. Point 6. Markelle Fultz, the former #1 overall pick, continues to search for redemption. Fultz finished last season with the Sacramento Kings, appearing in only 21 games and averaging 2.9 points, 1.0 rebounds, and 1.3 assists per game. He played less than 9 minutes a night but showed decent efficiency, shooting 41.8% from the field and 50% from three. Now 27, Fultz still has time to salvage his career. He's not the explosive athlete he once was, but his feel for the game and playmaking instincts could help teams that need guard depth. The Rockets, who recently lost Fred VanVleet for the season, could be an ideal landing spot. Point 7. Patrick Beverley, one of the NBA's most polarizing figures, last played in the 2023-24 season for the Bucks and 76ers before spending part of last year with Hapoel Tel Aviv in Israel. He recently parted ways with the Israeli club and has hinted at an NBA return. At 37, Beverley is past his prime, but could still provide defense and veteran leadership off the bench. In his last NBA season, he averaged 6.2 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 2.9 assists on 41.7% shooting. Teams like the Heat, Knicks, or Lakers could use a player like him to bolster their second unit defensively. Point 8. Talen Horton-Tucker, perhaps the youngest and most unexpected free agent still unsigned, is Talen Horton-Tucker. Once labeled untouchable by the Lakers in 2021, THT's career has taken a sharp turn. Last season, he averaged 6.5 points, 1.7 rebounds, and 1.4 assists, and after failing to secure a new NBA deal, he signed with Fenerbahçe in Turkey. At 24, Horton-Tucker is still young enough to make a return to the NBA if he thrives overseas, but it's clear his stock has dropped dramatically in the last few years. Point 9. Victor Oladipo, another name many fans are surprised to still see unsigned, is Victor Oladipo. The former All-Star guard hasn't played since the 2022-23 season due to multiple knee and leg injuries, but remains determined to return. That year, he averaged 10.7 points, 3.0 rebounds, and 3.5 assists for the Miami Heat, showing flashes of his old self before another setback. Now 33, Oladipo has been working out privately and posting videos hinting at a comeback. Some teams could be interested in bringing him in on a non-guaranteed deal if he proves healthy. Is this the end for Russell Westbrook? Every season, a handful of players who once defined NBA storylines find themselves on the outside looking in. But this year feels different. Russell Westbrook, one of the most iconic players of his generation, still waiting for a call, says a lot about how fast the league evolves. From once being the heartbeat of the league to fighting for a final contract, Westbrook and Simmons' presence on the free agent list underscores how quickly things change in the NBA.